Viewers of our YouTube channel will more than likely be aware we're very active in the sales of Aston Martin cars from the 1950s onwards and through to perhaps what you might call the new era Gaydon-built cars, almost new if you like. One of the most active areas that people are looking at and active in at the moment is the 1970s and 80s motor cars, starting with the DBS in 1969 and going through to the V8 engine cars, including carburetor V8s, Efi V8s, Volantes, and of course the Vantage model. Given the production numbers of V8s, by definition, a hand-built car, were never big, perhaps 250 in 1 year might have been, well, the maximum out of Newport Pagnell. We're finding a lot of cars out there that have been looked after but not necessarily loved. And we're also finding with the new generation of buyer, perhaps less seasoned in the classic car world and with higher expectations, which is understandable with the increased values, we're finding it difficult to find extremely good condition 35, 40-year-old cars. And therefore, we have put together a form, if you like, of refurbishment program. A program for bringing these cars back to top condition that doesn't necessarily include the high cost of full restoration. It's not always necessary to restore a car which was probably looked after in the 80s and 90s when owners at the time did realise the value of keeping service histories and keeping the car maintained. But the ravages of time is inevitable. And we are finding now there is an appetite with owners and potential owners of V8s to refurbish the cars and bring them back to a condition before they require full restoration, maybe another 30 years down the road. In this video, our workshop staff will be showing to you and describing works done to a particular car, a case study of a late 1980s, the first Efi V8 refurbishment that we carried out over the last 12 months. We hope you enjoy it, and if we can help at all with any of your inquiries on similar cars and similar projects, we'd be delighted to hear.
Thank you, Nick. My name is Peter Rugman. I'm the workshop supervisor here at NM&Co. It's my job and my responsibility to coordinate the team here at NM&Co, to manage and to supervise the various jobs and tasks that we have here for our various departments. So, in this video, I'm very proud to share with you one of our most recent projects, the complete refurbishment of this wonderful 1986 V8 Efi, which was first sold by HWM, the world's oldest Aston Martin dealership, in 1985 and was registered the following January in 1986, which is a really lovely way to start a new year. This car arrived in our workshops just over 12 months ago. Our first job was to carry out a thorough inspection of the car to establish the condition of the body, chassis, mechanical and electrical components of the vehicle. The recorded mileage of the car on arrival was approximately 69,000 miles. The Aston Martin V8 model is renowned for having a robust and durable drivetrain. In this example, mated to a 3-speed automatic Chrysler Torque Flight gearbox. Although we found the engine and the gearbox were in good working condition, there were a few items to address. And then our main area of focus then turned to the aluminium body and the steel chassis. And unsurprisingly, after 35 years, the vehicle was showing some areas of slight imperfections and surface corrosion on some parts of the body. Removing the chrome finishes allowed us to inspect the sills, which is an area of this model which can suffer from corrosion. But thankfully, our inspection found the sills to be in good structural condition. Other areas of the chassis were identified as needing some repair, and some body panels had some evidence of surface corrosion. It was decided after consultation with our client that given the provenance of this particular car, it was worth addressing the body and chassis concerns. Firstly, we removed all exterior brightwork and trims. The doors, boot, bonnet and glass. The front and rear windscreens were removed and eventually refitted using new seals and all of the original trims. The vehicle was then sent to our specialist paintwork subcontractor, where the existing paintwork was removed to bare aluminium. The bodywork was inspected and de-dented. Thankfully, the aluminium bodywork was in extremely good order, with no panels needing repair. The bodywork was then prepared for paint. Any rust in floor pans were cut out, with new steel sections fabricated and welded in place. Any flaking or cracked undersill on the underside of the chassis was painstakingly cleaned off, prepared, ready for the period black underguard seal to be reapplied. Red oxide was applied to the floor pan sections, and the chassis sections were injected with wax to protect against future corrosion, preserving the car for years to come. The car was then treated to a full body respray in its original colour, Royal Cherry. The front and rear bumpers on inspection were found to be in good general condition, showing little to no evidence of pitting, so were not needed to be re-chromed, instead responding brilliantly to deep polishing. And then finally, to wrap up the exterior cosmetic refurbishment, the original BBS road wheels were sent away to our specialist subcontractors for refurbishment, preserving their original chrome finish to the rims, and then fitted to brand new, period correct Avon turbo steel tyres. After a period of approximately 16 weeks, this car, affectionately known as the Cherry, returned from the body shop. So then it was our task to carry out a full mechanical and electrical overhaul. When the vehicle first arrived, it was a non-runner, and our diagnosis led to a faulty fuel pump. So this was replaced, which allowed us to run the engine and check for compressions, confirming the engine to be in good working condition and running on all 8 cylinders. This is not unsurprising, as these engines, given their large capacity, meaning that they operate at low revs, are known to be usable up to and beyond 100,000 miles. A new fuel pump and pressure regulator were fitted, fuel injectors cleaned, and oil and other lubricants changed. The fuel lines were overhauled, the vehicle's electrics have been attended to throughout, with new HT leads, spark plugs, engine bay wiring and battery. Any poor connections, fuses or poor earths have all been rectified, and the alternator that was found to be defective has been overhauled and refitted. The main cooling radiator has been overhauled, and all the engine drive belts, engine mountings and vacuum lines have all been replaced. The braking and suspension systems have all been thoroughly overhauled, with the brake master cylinder being rebuilt, new brake discs and pads fitted, suspension bushes and all of the brake flexible hoses have also all been replaced. The rear shock absorbers have been replaced with new items, and a Harvey Bailey front anti-roll bar has been fitted to stiffen the front suspension. And in our experience, this improves the handling of the car, and a four-wheel alignment, making any suspension adjustments as necessary, which ensures that the car is handling correctly and that there is even tyre wear. All of the braking components have been removed and sandblasted and painted in the correct finish, giving the underside of the car the right appearance and, importantly, providing protection for the future. The exhaust system has been found to be in good order, so it has been cleaned and polished to provide this finish. So considerable time and effort has been applied on cleaning and detailing this engine bay. All underbonnet ancillaries were removed to enable us to prepare and repaint the engine bay. Various pipework has been replaced and new air intake pipework has been replaced. The cam covers and manifolds have also been removed and sent to a specialist subcontractor for sandblasting and paintwork in the correct finish, with the new sound insulation bonnet pad completing the look of this engine bay.
When evaluating the car's interior, we found it to be in generally good condition for its age and mileage. Our general philosophy when it comes to refurbishments of this nature is to preserve the original material as much as possible rather than just replace everything. The seats in particular were found to be in really good condition. We removed them from the car, they were given a deep clean, treated with leather balm as well to help preserve them for years to come. However, the cabin carpet had faded into a particularly unappealing shade of brown, so it was therefore necessary to remove and replace carpet from the cabin. We replaced it with Wilton brown bound in chocolate brown leather. The boot carpet we discovered was trimmed in household carpet, which was obviously not correct. All carpet was removed from the boot, it was cleaned, any repair work was made while away at the body shop, and it was then recarpeted in Wilton brown with vinyl brown binding. The dash top was trimmed in the incorrect vinyl, and the stitching wasn't per original specification. So again, that was removed from the car and we trimmed that in Autolux black. So now it's as original factory specification. As can happen with interior veneers of this period, they can crack, fade and discolour over time. This particular car, we removed the gear knob surround and cubby box fascia. They were sent away to a specialist to be re-veneered, varnished and then fitted back into the car. The air conditioning system has been regassed and is now working correctly and efficiently. Finally, finishing up on the interior, we removed the modern head unit and replaced it with a Blaupunkt Bremen unit. This allows the client to have MP3, Bluetooth and DAB capability. This unit not only is functional, but is period correct.
And so, here we are, the complete car, with the chassis all sorted out, the body bare metal repainted, mechanically gone through, everything overhauled that required it, and the car now running in perfect condition, and in fact, in the way it was when it was new. This car is now ready for the next 35 years. And interestingly, finished still in its original colour, raw cherry, and of the EFI V8s built, what we've discovered is there was only one in raw cherry. There it is. Which only leaves me to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you're the owner of a V8 and wish to discuss any refurbishment to your car, do let us know. If you're thinking of buying a V8, do let us know, and maybe we can help source and refurbish a car for you. It's been a pleasure producing this video, and well, I hope you enjoyed it.